Flosstube. We're back. Sarah just moved the table. We're in a new place this week because it gets a little crowded in my sewing room for the three of us.
Gets a little crowded for two of us.
We take up some room, folks. We're big personalities. So we're in my dining room in front of my china cabinet today.
She just called us fat.
I think she called us fat. Yeah.
We are back. This is Flosstube number 6. And the three of us are back together again. Gee, I don't know the words. Okay. So we have lots of stuff for you today. We've got some previous finishes, some fully finished, one fully finished object, some fabric to show, some whips, all that business. So we're going to get into it. We decided this week to do...
we were watching a brand new Flosstube, Cornhusker State Stitchers.
Yes.
They started off with the sorry, I keep moving this table. They started off with the Know Your Needle Worker tag, and so since we haven't done that yet, I thought it would be fun to do it with the three of us here. So we'll start with question number 1, ladies. Where do you live?
Independence, Missouri.
Yeah, Independence, Missouri.
Independence, Missouri.
We live probably within Whitney's probably the furthest. She's probably 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
But Sarah and I are probably 5 minutes away.
And that's if there's a red light at Mayweather Sterling. If there's not, I can zoom on through.
And our mom is like a minute away, 3 minutes maybe. Independence, it's not a small town. I mean, we talk about it like it's a small town, but it's not. It's about 120,000 people, so it's one of the bigger suburbs of Kansas City. But
we just all chose to live close to each other.
I mean, we all wanted the joy of.
I mean, you guys already lived here.
I
just moved here.
We talked her into it.
Whitney grew up in Kansas, so.
I was born in Independence.
Yeah.
And then they kicked her out for a while.
Yeah.
And they let her come back.
And they made her go to Kansas for a while.
And we talked her into this because we're over here, and so we wanted her here, and she moved here during quarantine. So it was several months.
I feel like it's probably all my fault. We moved here 2 weeks before everything went nuts.
And then everything shut down, and it was several months before we could actually get together and have our stitching days again. So, all right,
2020.
What do you do for a living?
I work for a company that does work comp billing, so I am very fortunate to work from home every day. I basically am at a computer for 8 hours a day.
I'm a elementary school librarian.
Oh, elementary school librarian. Well, you're virtual right now.
Yeah, but we will have some kids coming back, youngest kids coming back.
2 weeks?
Yeah, in about 2 weeks, and then we'll go from there. But I will still be doing library virtually, so.
And I'm an elementary librarian, and we are face-to-face 5 days a week. And 2 weeks in, so far so good. So
yeah, I think every district's a little different. So
yeah, it's all different. Even around here, it's all
that
different.
That was a good face.
Question 3.
Yeah, we're done with talking about COVID.
We're done with COVID. 3. Do you have any children?
I do. I have a son that is 22 years old, getting ready to move back home next week. So I'm actually kind of excited about that. He's my one and only.
But you have fur babies.
No, that's question.
Okay. Never mind. Sorry. I do not have children, so I don't know. I just don't. And sometimes you're kind of like, but then when you can come home at the end of the day after teaching and you don't have any kids at home, you're kind of like, yeah, this is pretty nice. So no, we don't have kids. We do have one of my best friend growing up. Her daughter is our niece, who just got a new car today. So. That's very exciting.
Congratulations, Fiona. Your car looks nicer than mine. And of course, we love Wade the monster.
Yeah, of course.
We love him.
That goes without saying.
That's a dumb moment.
Wade's blood.
We love Wade. All right. Do you have any pets?
Oh, I do. I have 3 dogs. I have a Mastiff Pyrenees mix. I have a Great Dane mix and a Great Dane. And I also have my son's lab puppy. She's a chocolate lab. So my house is very full. My dogs, we refer to them as house horses because
they are.
My smallest one weighs about 115 pounds. My biggest one, she probably weighs about 140 pounds. So I'm dog food poor because
They'd weigh less if you feed them less.
I try, but they're pretty demanding. So.
Oh, pets. Well, you've seen probably, sorry. I'm like staring, there's like a glare in my glasses, so I'm like trying to. You've seen my cats at one time or another if you've watched any of our other videos. Laverne and Shirley, they are litter mates. When I moved into this house 7 years ago, I was like, I'm not going to have any pets. You know, I like to go out and about and, you know. And then Sarah was at the vet with her cat and called me and said, they've got some kittens up here. And by the end of that day, I had 2 cats. So
I don't even think you made it 2 weeks.
yeah, no, they're litter mates. They're nutty. They're very sweet. They're 7 years old now. So, and you'll probably see one of them at some point because they're camera hogs. So
I also have 2 cats. I have a calico named Beaker, and I used to name my animals after Muppets. I used to have 2 cats, Fozzie, who was part Maine Coon and thought he was a dog, and Kermit, who was just, she was a mean and evil tabby, but I loved her. She matched my personality. So I still have Beaker, and one of the reasons she's named Beaker is that's her little meow sounds like a little, like Beaker the Muppet. And then my other cat, I have a black cat named Fiona, and my niece helped me pick her out, so we just named her Fiona. Who's scared of everything. Sorry, my phone went off. Oh no. What are your other hobbies besides stitching?
I don't know that I have any other hobbies besides stitching. I mean, I watch a lot of movies, and before
you
COVID,
did embroider.
I did embroider for a bit, but pretty much now I think my main hobby is cross stitching. I read sometimes.
I didn't know you knew how.
Yeah, little words,
Little words.
big type.
Kind of like hop on pop.
Yeah, Sam I am.
Yeah, same I am. All right, got it.
other hobbies. I mean, I am a collector of things and a bit of a
Behold the things.
All the things.
a bit of a obsessive personality sometimes. So I've talked about before that I've Legoed quite a bit. I haven't done that in a while, but I mean, I always have, whenever I'm ready, there's plenty of boxes of Legos waiting for me. I read a lot. I do watch a lot of TV and movies. I love to travel, only not in 2020. And I don't know.
The sewing. You
Currently, one of my favorite hobbies is raging about politics. That's one of my.
Yeah, I should have done that a lot.
It's all I can control.
But you're sewing. You made your project.
Oh yeah, I've been sewing. I started sewing this summer. I really want to get back to it. Sarah and I were both talking about wanting to get back to sewing with school starting. You just come home, you maybe stitch, you watch TV, and that's it. But I'm hoping to get back as we get into the swing of things again. I'd like to sew again.
Maybe fall asleep in your recliner.
I feel like my answers are really long.
There is no teaching like back to school during a pandemic teaching.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd never say anything being any more tired than back to school teaching, but yeah, no, this is a whole new level. I have crocheted. I don't do that much anymore because I injured my elbow. I cross stitch. I have done some sewing. I do a lot of, or I do a lot of artwork. I do art journaling, and I used to do artist trading cards, watercolor painting. I don't know, I have a whole art room at home that's full of stuff, and I kind of fluctuate back and forth. Like I'll get really into one craft for a while and I'll forget to do anything else.
Yeah.
And but yeah, right now for me it's mainly been the cross stitching or the sewing. I've really enjoyed making different things like my bags, sewing. What is your favorite movie?
It's so hard.
This is hard. I feel like we need to pick a genre.
Well, you know what your favorite movie is.
Come on, just say it. You know what it is. We have to watch it 50 times a year.
I mean, Hocus Pocus is like
Thank you.
probably my favorite non-scary Halloween movie.
Yeah.
But I have like...
Yeah, like genre, if you go by genre. So let's say, what's your favorite comedy?
Oh.
She doesn't like funny movies.
Oh, you know what? Daddy's Home too.
Yeah, Daddy's
Yeah,
Home too. It's
Daddy's
pretty
Home
hilarious.
too.
We have movies we watch every holiday, and that's one of them
Yeah,
for Christmas.
that's probably my favorite comedy.
Favorite drama? You're not a big drama.
I don't do dramas.
Favorite horror movie?
My all-time favorite horror movie is the original Halloween.
Favorite children's movie?
Tangled.
Okay, and then Hocus Pocus is what? Favorite holiday movie?
Yeah,
If you were on a deserted island and could have one DVD to plug into your TV that magically works.
Oh my god, that's too much. I can't.
Oh my god, I totally know which mine would be.
I don't know.
This video's gonna be forever.
It's just gonna go astray. I don't know. I don't know.
All right, fine.
Okay, well.
Fine, whatever.
I'm so
favorite
ready.
old movie.
Oh.
Gone with the Wind.
Yeah.
with
Okay. All right, Carrie Ann. Favorite movies.
So let's see. My favorite horror movie is probably the original Halloween.
Yeah, it's a classic.
It's kind of unbeatable.
Best, yeah.
I mean, we like horror movies quite a bit, but the first time my mom showed us Halloween, she's like, "This is the scariest
It's so
movie
scary.
ever."
You're gonna have nightmares. I don't know that we should watch it.
And Sarah and I were both like,
We were laughing
the whole time.
How
But
old
I
were
do.
How old were you?
Oh, I was an adult.
Oh yeah,
okay.
no.
Yeah,
It was,
I think I was at like late teens or something.
you know, it wasn't a Wild West time.
It wasn't like when my mom showed me Carrie at age 10. Or
Yeah, exactly. Here's your namesake, honey.
I remember watching Nightmare on Elm Street when I was pretty little.
Yeah,
Probably
because the 80s were the Wild
9 or
West.
10.
That's because
yeah.
your parents didn't parent you.
That was
correctly.
parenting
No.
right.
Thanks, Mom, Dad.
Mom was so annoyed with us last week because we shared her parenting from the 80s secrets. So,
Yeah.
anywho, so horror movie, Halloween, comedy. I don't know. That's really hard for me. Like when I think of something that always makes me laugh. Like recently, when I really wanted to laugh, I watched the movie Clue.
Oh,
But
Oh,
I don't know if
that's
it's
a good one.
technically my favorite, but it's kind of a go-to. Also, like Tommy Boy, just like silly,
It's
over
kinda
the
like their
top
comfort food
ridiculousness, like
movies.
Stripes, old funny
Oh,
movies.
yeah.
Drama. I really like. Oh, isn't this awful?
It is awful. You're a terrible person.
This is terrible. What's the name of it? The one with Mark Ruffalo about.
The DuPont one.
No, she's talking about the Zodiac.
Well, I do like Zodiac. That's a
Oh,
good one,
no,
but that
that's
wasn't
not
what I
it?
was thinking of. I was thinking about the one about the. Oh, that's terrible. That won the Academy Award. Okay. Let's skip it because obviously it's not my favorite if I can't remember the name.
Horrible person. She likes it
And-
because Mark Ruffalo's in it, and she loves Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Favorite kids movie?
Quite honestly, probably either Willy Wonka, the original with Gene Wilder, or The Wizard of Oz. I watched The Wizard of Oz every year growing up.
Yeah.
And as far as favorite holiday movie, I would say White Christmas.
White Christmas.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
So, okay, favorite movies?
Okay.
Well, you have like one.
My all-time favorite movie, like if you told me I could never watch another movie ever, would be Young Frankenstein. I can quote every line from it.
Yeah.
When you had VHSs, I went through 2 or 3 VHS tapes of it. I love that movie. I love Gene Wilder, Madeline Kahn.
Spotlight. That's the name of the movie. I knew it would come to me. I'm sure you guys.
And as an older sister, I enjoy any movie I was able to watch before she was born. So,
If you did not tune in today for all media corner, I apologize. But
so Young Frankenstein is
Okay.
my all-time favorite movie.
forgive me.
Do you want me to go through my other list, or is that good enough for
I
you guys?
mean, whatever.
Well, I would say, that's like your number one.
That's it. I mean, I have lots of favorite movies. I can name tons, but Young Frankenstein is it. It's my comfort.
10 Commandments. You really like 10
Ten Commandments, but I only watch 10 Commandments
at Easter.
at Easter, because on Easter Sunday. It's like a tradition for me. So, and I know that's silly,
There you
but
go.
that's the only way I can watch it is if it's on Easter. Your favorite TV show?
I have a lot.
Let's do this. What's a show you feel like you could like watch again and again and again and be okay with it?
Oh, I like Yellowstone, which is a series that's in its 3rd season with Kevin Costner.
I need to watch that.
It's amazing, and I guess that's just because it just recently ended that that's
Okay.
what's in my head.
In your
I
head.
love Supernatural, but sometimes it's a little depressing.
Yeah, there's a couple
So-
seasons I haven't.
I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I
Been
think
able
it's
to
So,
very much.
I mean, right now I'd probably say Yellowstone.
Okay.
That's probably my favorite.
Right, carry on.
Probably favorite sitcom of all time, Laverne and Shirley, hence the cats. Favorite drama, I would
She
say.
would have a list.
Of course.
Well, I would say Supernatural. I could probably watch. I can always turn if I can't find anything else to watch. I can turn on Supernatural and watch it. But like also, I've watched CSI a million times and things like that. But
Criminal Minds is probably another one.
Yeah,
I
to
watched
me,
it a lot.
Supernatural's tops.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the bee's knees.
Supernatural is probably top for me, but I can also go
Moving
back and
table.
rewatch. Sorry, I
It's
can
me
always
too. We
go
just
back
keep
and
moving the table.
rewatch Buffy and Angel.
Yeah.
Those are some. I mean, those are like some of my all-time favorites. Favorite book?
I honestly don't think I have a favorite book.
Is it because you can't read?
It is because I can't read. It's
The truth
hard.
comes
Just
out.
hop on pop.
I mean, I tend to read more towards like supernatural.
Okay, what
horror.
like your favorite genre? So you read a lot of horror, or you read like a lot of young adult
Yeah,
horror, don't
I
you?
like more like supernatural, witchy kind of
Okay.
stuff. Is what I prefer to read.
Okay.
Mystery, paranormal mystery. How's that?
Paranormal mystery. There you go.
I mean, I've read a lot of books in my life. Growing up, my favorite book was starring Sally J. Freeman as herself by Judy Blume. I probably read it 10 times. I would say a book that I can always go back to, because I find myself, the older I get, when I'm stressed out, I will go back and read something I've read before. So, pretty much Light a Penny Candle by Maeve Binchy. Pretty much any Maeve Binchy is something that's comfort reading for me, but Light a Penny Candle, especially because it takes place during the Second World War. And then I've also read the first Outlander book probably 4 times, so that's up there.
Okay. Probably for me, I'm kind of like you guys. I have a lot. I love paranormal romances. But like a comfort book for me, I can read A Wrinkle in Time over and over and over again and be cool with it.
That's a good book.
Yeah. Favorite music?
I listen to a wide variety of music, like 50s and 60s music, 80s, older country. It's probably my go-to.
Yeah.
I listen to old news a lot.
I would say my favorite band when I was younger was U2. I've seen them live quite a few times.
a few.
As I've gotten older, we kind of grew up with like 50s, 60s type music, but also
Motown.
not like old country.
Yeah, old country.
Like my mom was a big Patsy Cline fan, so I grew up listening to her. And so I would say probably my favorite genre would be, I would say 50s to 70s, maybe a little 80s country. So Willie Nelson and
Waylon
Loretta
Jennings,
Lynn,
Johnny
who's
Cash.
Blaine
amazing.
Campbell.
Yeah, just that's my
Tammy
jam.
Tucker.
That's stuff that I can listen to over and over and over again. So
Yeah. Mine would probably be the same. My music collection's pretty eclectic. Probably my all-time favorite, which when we go on trips, there's a rule that
she's gonna say it.
I can only pick 5 of these songs.
She's gonna say it.
I'm gonna totally say it. Meatloaf. I love Meatloaf, okay? And I don't know if that's being like a 70s into an 80s person, or I don't know what it is, but I love him. And so like on trips, because she hates him,
I don't like Meatloaf's gonna see this video someday and be like, "What I ever do?"
I'm really sorry,
sorry,
Meatloaf,
Meatloaf.
if you see this.
sorry.
It's her fault. But I've seen you like 3 times in concert. It made me really happy. In fact, I think other than the Motown concert Donna took me to, they're the only concerts I've been. Well, Dolly Parton and then the Poison thing.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Meatloaf was like.
Yeah.
So yeah, Meatloaf, and then all the classic country stuff like that, the same as them. And we decided not to ask the last question, what one word best describes you, because we were gonna pick a word and describe each other, but we didn't think that'd be appropriate. So maybe we should just get started.
Whatever. That's so mean.
No, she's probably right.
No, I'm right.
All right. So previous finishes or fully finished objects. Do you have anything?
I
finished?
don't have anything
Okay.
finished.
Do you want to show yours, or do you want me to show mine? One
Go
little
ahead and
guy.
show yours.
It's
Yeah,
one.
because yours is sad.
So I have mentioned that I did.
sad?
Yeah, she did. 'Cause she's rude. Satsuma Street, one of the ornaments recently. I mean,
did
it
a
was
really
recently,
good job.
probably like a month ago or something. And my mom finished it for me, so she just put felt on the back,
Yeah, put closer.
added a hanger. I know, but I can't really.
Here.
And this was the first time I've ever done anything on perforated paper, and the first time I've ever done any beading. And I really,
And
really.
you can see the sequence
Yeah.
shop really good.
I really loved it. So I bought one that I'm working on currently, which I'll show when we do whips, and then I bought a set of 4 that I'm working on. So this made me, along with watching people who, like Connie, who stitch mill hills all the time, makes me want to stitch all of the beaded stuff. So we'll see if that happens. But I really enjoyed doing this. That's my only fully finished object.
So my fully finishes happened during all the craziness of quarantine. So I love the Stacy Nash animal crackers patterns. And so I've made 4 of them so far. This is
that's pretty good, actually.
Peroy, P-E-R-O-Y. And then he even has a little, you can't hardly see the little flowers on his back. And then this is Monroe the mouse. I'm sorry I don't remember the elephant's name. And then I think this is Jenny the quail.
And then my mom, was this supposed to be stitched onto it?
Well, it's like you can put them on them. I think they're supposed to, this is supposed to be kind of like a scissor fob, I think.
Yeah.
But I wanted them like little stuffies, and so.
Well, I like the way she did this because she ended up attaching it with a little pin.
Yeah, and then she used
I just think it looks really cute.
pretty
Yeah, it's cute.
batiks, because you know she's our fancy finisher. And they sit in a basket that I will share next time that my mom gave us for Christmas, and she.
I think this
finished
one's
off.
my favorite. Your stitching's really good.
Thanks. My stitching is really good. It's better than yours.
It's so hurtful. You're so mean.
Anyway, I think we figured out there are maybe 8, maybe 10 of these. I'm not sure, but
I see. She put that one on the back.
Yeah, I want to do them all because I have a basket to put them in, and they just make me happy. So those are my Stacy
They're
Nash
super cute. I
animal
love those.
crackers. I love them.
All right, should we move on to whips?
Whips.
Cool. Whip.
Okay, so I try to only do one project at a time, but I've been failing miserably at this. So this is the one I am doing right now because it's a Hocus Pocus pattern. And I bought it on Etsy from The Love of Stitch. So it says, it'll say, oh, another glorious morning makes me sick. My home office at home is all Halloween. I'm spooky all year round. And my goal is to have a Hocus Pocus wall. So I have one more pattern that I want to do, and I have one that I've already done.
Look,
and
even
then,
the back of hers is good. We're always like, oh, I don't think my stitches are so good.
it's not. My backs
Yeah.
are
Whatever. It looks great.
Well, here's the thing. I've been focusing on my backs. And then the other thing I am currently working on is the Tiny Modernist, is it
Halloween Ouija?
Hollywood, yeah. Hollywood.
Hollywood Ouija.
Hollywood. So this is the 4th part.
Yes.
And I have one more box to do to finish it. And the last part of it will come out October 1st.
Yeah, it's wrapping up. It's coming up. Like it's
And this
within,
is,
like 2 weeks.
picture this plus Voodoo is the fabric.
Yeah, which I love.
And the fabric on my other one, it's antique lace, but I can't remember who it's by.
14. 14 count?
14 count, yeah, 14 count. And those are my current whips.
Your whips.
My whips.
All right, so last week I had started on Frosted Pumpkin Midnight Way. My brain today. Jeez Louise. And I wanted to get the first building done, which I pretty much have. I Sunday ended up getting half of this building done because how the pattern's printed, it breaks it into 2. And then over the rest of this week, I've gotten the other half of the building done. The only thing missing are a few stitches here and there, and then all of the white, because I'm going to use glow-in-the-dark thread for the white.
Oh, I have that. Don't let me forget.
Which Sarah picked up for me at Joann's, and so I can start on the white part. So I will not at any point during the stitch along catch up. These, I mean, I love it, and it will get done because it's just something I'll continue to work on, but these parts are pretty good sized, so it takes a while. I mean, this was stitching all of last Sunday, and then in the evenings this week to get this done. And usually I'm a fairly quick stitcher.
You
You're
are
a fast stitcher.
but
yeah.
She stitches
this
like it's her
is
job.
taking me a while. So last night was just kind of a rough night, and I just wanted to stitch something easy and quick. And so while I was watching movies, I started working again. I guess I should show you the pattern on my ornament that I started last week and had barely a start on, called Creepy Crawly by Satsuma Street. And it's kind of hard to see because it's perforated paper. But I have pretty much the inside of the spider done. And I love it. I love these colors. And it was just something
I like those colors together.
I
It's
could
just something
stitch
I
on
wouldn't do.
that I could, didn't have to focus too much on, can take my mind off of stuff. So that's what I worked on last night. Creepy Crawly by Satsuma Street.
All right,
These are my whips.
and for the last 2 times I saw you guys, I told you I was going to start Welcome Foolish Mortals by Good Morning Maui. And I finally, last Saturday night and Sunday,
I
stitched.
think you showed it last week.
I didn't think I had anything stitched.
I think you had part of like the little
Yeah.
fence.
Oh, I think
started,
okay, so I had a
maybe?
part of the little fence started. So this week I got the end of the
Fabric.
fence and the Welcome Foolish, which will say Welcome Foolish Mortals. I didn't stitch it all during the week. I kind of go home and just, I'm sorry.
No, it's me. It's not you.
Oh, I just kind of go home and, I don't know, stare off into a daze and fall asleep in my recliner. I'm hoping that lets up and I start stitching more in the evenings. But this is also what I'm working on tonight during our movie night, so.
Yeah. Want to do haul?
Paul?
You gonna do haul? Okay.
Yeah.
Where's my haul? Hang on. Okay, so first of all, I found this lovely lady on Etsy, and her name is Pumpkin Creek Prim, and she sells this Fiberlicious floss. So I went a little floss crazy.
It is Fiberlicious.
It is.
She has a floss tube as well. She's one that I told you that I think you would
Oh, okay,
like.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so these are
When you said that name, I was
just
like,
a few
oh.
of the flosses that I have no clue what I'm gonna do with them, but
Yeah, but they're so pretty.
I think that, I was telling
my
her,
online shopping is out of control. So
I was telling her I think that
2020.
pumpkin spice over here would look really cute on a turkey. Or make really good turkey colors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
it
one
would be
totally
pretty.
makes me think of like all the furniture in my grandma's house in the 80s.
oh my, it's like
Yes.
a Maggie color.
It's
It
70s
is.
and 80s.
It's
This is
like
like
my rocking chair.
Yes.
Yes.
totally. This is
Oh,
totally.
you should give me that color.
If the 70s were
You
a
think?
thread, this would be that thread.
It's so true. I never thought
Yeah.
about it like that, but it's true.
Yeah. I love those.
And then the other thing, this is going to be hopefully my next project, is a Halloween sampler by Cottage Garden. And there's a Halloween sampler too
I know,
that
it's
just came out
amazing.
that is equally amazing. So that
Yeah.
is hopefully my next
That is
start.
That's great.
I
And
just
that-
love it.
A blackboard is the black
Yeah.
that you could just use.
So
How neat. That's cool.
yeah. And then today at our local shop, I bought this pattern, which I actually looked at yesterday with my mother because she came up to just go run around and I didn't buy it then. So I bought it this time, Mom. And it'll just go in my stash.
It says
'cause
it's
I
from
really do.
Artful Offerings, who I
Yeah.
have not heard of before, but I love that.
Karina Hiddle of
It's really
Artful
pretty.
Offerings.
I'm sure everyone else has heard of that.
And that's my haul.
Okay, we did go to CC and Company today, as Whitney said, and so I, of course, bought things because I can't not. So we've been wanting to shoot a Glendon Place, and so I bought one that I think we might stitch along on. It's kind of a glare, sorry.
Here.
This is Monster March by Glendon Place, and I think when I stitch it, I'm going to change the word March to Mash because we grew up listening to Monster Mash, and it makes me think of, Halloween when we were kids. So, Glendon Place. I also bought, my mom had stitched me the big Praiseworthy Stitches, and I've been looking at them like I'm gonna stitch some gigantic Praiseworthy Stitches piece, but we were there and I saw this, which I had never seen before. I was looking at their patterns recently, and I'd not seen this one. This is called Trick or Treat, and I love it.
I love it.
This
too.
also is
Really.
totally like our childhood Halloweens.
Oh, yeah.
Just like fall leaves, walking up to doors,
The crunching of the leaves on the ground.
living free. My cousin hiding in the bushes, scaring people.
Not me.
Our cousin
No,
Mike.
our cousin Mike.
It's just we grew up, just right across the street from my cousin Mike, and him and his friends would like hide in the bushes and scare kids, and it was the 80s.
In the hopes that they
I mean,
would
that's
drop
all
their,
I can keep saying is it was the 80s.
In the hopes
It was
that they
so
would
much
drop
better.
their candy bags, and
It was-
I'm not sure they really ever made off with anyone
It
else's
was
candy.
straight out of Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, it was. It was just.
I think we can't decide if I showed this last week. This is the third block in the Prim
I think
series from Lori Holt. So in case I didn't, this is Peace and Plenty. And then the last thing I bought, I was watching Married with Stitches, and they were stitching Little Alien Schoolgirl by Ink Circles, and I have told myself that I'm probably not going to ever be like a sampler person. I think they're beautiful, but since I mostly stitch on Ada, there's lots of specialty stitches, and I don't know. It just wasn't it's not my thing. I think they're gorgeous, but I can't see the commitment. And then he showed this, and my little nerd heart exploded. It's Little Alien Schoolgirl by Ink Circles, and it is like the sampler of my dreams because it's created as if it were a sampler from a schoolgirl in the future. And there's little rockets, and it's on an alien planet.
Alien language.
It's the dream. So I'm really excited, and I'm excited to actually stitch it sometime in the year 2030. When I get through all of my stuff. Oh, and when I wanted to tell you that this was sent to me from Cross Stitch Express on Etsy. I mean, that's who I bought it from. And she included this cute little pattern here. Says you can keep your glass slippers, which is kind of perfect.
Which would be really cute with your cowboy stuff.
Yeah, it would be cute. It would be super cute with my cowboy stuff and in Whitney's house. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those were my... Oh, wait, no, I bought one more thing.
Okay, this is amazing, and I looked them up earlier because now
I want all of them.
Yes.
So on Etsy, I follow this tattoo artist who's from Austin, Texas, Stacy Martin, and she had released these little Cupid doll monster pins.
Does she have other ones besides?
Oh yeah, she's got the creature from the Black Lagoon,
the werewolf,
and Frankenstein.
And there's another one.
How many?
This one.
Nope.
I thought there were 4.
No,
Oh
hang on.
my god.
Hold on a minute.
I need the vampire. I need Dracula.
I don't think there's a Dracula.
Shut up.
There's a. Did you say Frankenstein?
Yes.
Frankenstein, the werewolf.
Well, maybe I need the werewolf.
The
I
Bride
don't
of
know. Now it's gonna take me
Frankenstein.
forever to look
Yeah.
them up. So.
All right.
So I bought this. It is a pin with 2 pin backs, but of course I'm going to turn it into a needle minder because I really want to start Universal Monster House by Witchy Stitcher.
Witchy Stitcher.
I was like, who is that? And I thought this would be the perfect needle minder for it. So this is her name, Stacy Martin. This is a little sticker that came with it. I mean, the chances that I'll order the other 3 of these is
very high.
I'm pretty sure
I'm going to say
99.9%
99.9%
sure.
come payday. So I just love it. I think she's adorable.
Dude, I'm going to wake up first thing payday morning and buy those.
And we have a ton of Disney pins, and so we've turned a lot of those and buttons and stuff into needle minders. I have more needle minders than I do projects.
So many.
But not anymore because I
we
bought
just
all this
use
stuff.
We just use super glue for it. I know a lot of people
Or
use
E6000.
Yeah,
we used
but
that one time.
we did one time, but I feel like the super glue just dries faster.
Yeah.
And so anyway.
So new pin to turn into a needle minder. So now I'm done.
Okay. I got this today.
Now I'm done.
I'm done now.
Now she's done. I got this today at our local LNS CC and Company. It's one of the Prairie Schooler Halloweens we don't have, one of the few. And all 3 of us have decided already that these bats are pretty much happening
Yes.
in the very, very soon future.
Like tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe even tonight. And then I decided to show off my haul because this is actually my mom's pattern. She bought it. I just stole it from her to say it was mine. I thought I would show off my haul. We took a day trip this summer to Wichita, Kansas, and went to a cross stitch shop. Heart's Desire there. The very nice ladies. It was a really neat shop.
Yeah.
One of the things I loved about it is a lot of the samples were on larger counts. Like they had some like on 11 count and 14, which you don't always see a lot. So it was kind of fun to see that. And so these were, I think, everything I bought when I was there. So this is Brenda Gervais, The Cat and the Moon, which will be living in my house soon. Teresa Kogut, Halloween Greetings.
Is that pumpkin one like the companion to that, you think? That they showed on that?
It could be.
Oh, I don't know. It might be.
The Cornhusker one.
It might be. This is Scattered Seed Samplers, and it's Miss Isabella Black, and then Carrie Ann bought the boy cat.
The gentleman.
The gentleman.
She did.
I did.
Carrie Ann.
Carrie Ann. This is another Teresa Kogut dance party, which I got this, I think, at Cecilia's.
Yeah.
samplers.
I think so too.
In Branson.
Oh, that's cute.
I like that one.
Isn't it adorable?
I don't remember seeing that one.
And then I just
I
dug
like
these
that.
out, which I didn't know they were in the same holder. But Whitney wanted to see the Halloween house trio from Waxing Moon.
Yes.
And while I had it out, the Christmas tree trio was in there too. Or a Christmas
I
house
really
trio.
love little houses, and those are.
I do too.
Those go with my Halloween stuff.
They do.
Oh, I hope I
and
can show patterns.
and the little animals and stuff. Anyway, so that's all my stuff to show off.
Do you want to show your fabric real quick?
Yes. So I got inspired by Steel City Stitchers to try to do some bleach dye on Black Ada, and this is my result of a bleach and water mixture
So awesome.
sitting on
Yeah.
Black Ada for about 6 hours. This is not at all what I was going for, but it's pretty amazing.
I think it is. It
I
looks
do like the way that it
flames.
turned out.
I think it's incredible.
And so then my idea behind this was just to have like a center whitish framed by the Black Ada, and it didn't. I mean, it's okay, and I'm sure I can
I
find
think on
something.
this
for
side-
it.
What if you went back and you did just a little bit more?
Yeah.
But you know what this looks like? Especially if I'm holding it like this, because there's a crease. It looks like a red sky at night. Like if you're
It
on the
does.
water,
Yeah,
like
it
the
does.
reflection of the sun, or the sun into the.
I honestly, I mean, as much fabric as we've dyed, I didn't think bleach would need to sit on it that long. But
It's pretty cool.
I mean, it turned out, like, I like the way it turned out. It totally was not what I was going for, but
But it still turned out super cool.
it turned out good, and I'll use it for something. Or
We will a lot of times we'll buy like the cheaper rolls of Ada at Hobby Lobby or Joann's or someplace, because if it doesn't turn out the way that you perfectly
out.
imagined, what are you out? And like I've stitched on it and I've never had an issue. I
I've
know
never
some
had
people,
any issues stitching on
Some
it.
people feel like the squares are uneven and that kind of stuff, but since we're very much Ada stitchers, it doesn't
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me.
bother
And
me.
I bought a huge piece of Ada on Amazon for like $16.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the size of a dining room table.
Yeah.
And so I think it's messed up. It's
Yeah.
kind of fun to experiment with the colors with it. So
Do you have any plans?
my plans are to finish these whips
Yeah.
so I can start that Halloween sampler.
Yeah.
Because I'm dying to do that.
That one
This
with the
one.
words. Yeah.
This one.
I love that.
That's really cool. And you said there's a second one?
There's a second one that just came out.
Yeah.
Which
Okay.
It's also really cool.
yes, it's the exact same format. It's just all the words are different.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much the exact
They would be
same
cool
format
hanging
from what
like
I've
next
seen.
to each other on
Yeah.
opposite
So-
sides of the wall or something.
Those are my plans to, I don't know, get caught up on something. So I'm almost done with the Ouija house one, and I'll finish the Hooks books one when I get in the mood to do it. I really want to start on that, but I haven't picked out fabric for it yet either, so I need to do that.
My plans, I want to keep working on this Satsuma Street ornament. And then I'll probably go back and add the white to the glow in the dark to finish off that first part of Frosted Pumpkin Midnight Way. Honestly, if I can find some fabric in my stash tonight, I might stitch these bats from this thing, because I just
I feel like
really
you need
love
to
it,
have
and I
fabric
feel
for
like it
all
would
of
be
this.
like a one night thing, like a quick stitch. Yeah, I don't know, like I'm chomping at the bit to start something new, and I don't know if it'll be, like, I have a lot to kit up for this Glendon Place Monster March, which I'm gonna keep calling Monster Mash,
We need to pick fabric for
and
that
like
too.
this is also amazing. I'm really feeling Halloween-y, but I know within like a week I'm gonna be like, I want to stitch Christmas. So
Christmas.
we'll see. I think my plan is to stitch whatever makes me happy on any given day. There you go. That's
Okay.
my plan, because happy.
My plan is to keep working on Welcome Foolish Mortals, and you guys keep showing your Ouija board, so I need to get my fabric out and rip out my squares and start the squares over, because now I really want to do it. And
It's a fun stitch.
It
Like
is.
I really
Yeah, I
enjoyed
know.
that.
Past
and
the giant house.
I love my fabric that I dyed for it.
Yeah, it's really neat.
But I gotta make myself rip that out and get started on
It's
it.
exciting because this is the first time, besides Midnight Way, which I started late, so I'm not going to give myself a hard time about that. This is the first time I've kept up with even one stitch along, right? You did. I mean, you did pretty well with Universal Monsters.
Universal
both
Monsters
of you.
was my first
Yeah, we
one
did.
ever.
But my positivity rules will be done within probably 3 weeks, and then this will be done. And I mean, 2 finished projects, so I've really enjoyed that.
I do want to start the Christmas one we have from Tiny Modernist. I have the fabric and
Yes,
everything.
and it's like I have it kitted up.
I just can't
it's ready to
bring
go.
myself to stitch Christmas.
Yeah.
Whitney's not a big Christmas.
I'm not. I'm
Anti-Christmas.
super Grinch. I don't know why. I just always have been, but Halloween is what makes me happy, so I have a hard time
Well, and I think that's the point of cross stitch,
staying
is to stitch
away
what
from
makes you
Halloween
happy.
stuff. Yeah.
What if you? I know this is like totally crazy and blasphemous. What if you stitched the Christmas one in Halloween colors?
Oh, you know what? That might be kind of cool.
Yeah, that might be cool. It's so pretty. Like it's actually
It's
a
really
It's
no.
beautiful.
It's very
It's
pretty. It's
beautiful.
very pretty. But like, if you're not feeling it, just switch the colors up and make it Whitney.
I mean, you know, my Halloween is
It's a good
full
idea.
on pink and aqua.
your Halloween.
Yes.
Or my Christmas.
Your
My
Christmas.
Christmas is full on pink and aqua. So honestly, my Halloween would be pink and aqua too. But
If we'd let her.
I still
There's
think
not
we
a lot
should
of
do
pink and aqua
pastel
merch.
Ouija board. Would be neat.
yes, which I think would be fun.
A what?
A pastel Ouija board pattern.
I thought you had a one for a pastel.
I think
Ouija
that would be
board.
amazing.
Okay.
So our
Sorry.
last thing that we've added. So if you're not interested,
Did you ask her plans?
oh, she did talk about her plan. She said she wants to start stitching that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, yeah. I want to. I really, and I
like,
actually
how
meant to
rude.
bring. Yeah, I'm so glad Whitney's here to take care of everything. I kind of wish I had brought the fabric with me tonight because I could have started ripping it out. But I do want to put some more stuff. I either want to finish the Welcome Foolish Mortals part, or I want to start one of the ghosts.
Yeah.
So
So if you're not interested, I mean, we kind of covered Media Corner at the beginning when we
We did.
rambled about movies and a
so this will be
Flosstube
like
for
a
15 minutes.
mini media.
But
corner.
if you're not interested, then see ya.
Bye.
See you next time. But if you are, what have you been watching?
Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
I've been watching Criminal Minds since I don't know, April, because I never watched it when it was actually on. I've just watched reruns, so I decided that I was going to go through and watch the entire series. And I was super excited because on Netflix I finally made it to season 12, and then Carrie burst my bubble yesterday when she said there were 15 seasons, which the last 3 are not on Netflix, which
We'll
is
check
super
CBS
exciting.
All Access and see if
have
they're
you
on
checked
there.
Amazon to see if they're on there?
Yeah, but you have to buy them.
Oh,
And
I don't wanna buy
my other favorite thing this time of year is the Halloween Wars and the Halloween Baking Championship on the Food Network. I live for those every year. Those baking championships are one of my favorite things. So they started last Sunday. So those are the things I've basically
Are you
been
listening to any podcasts, or are you watching Criminal Minds while you work?
watching. My boss might see this. No, I tend to watch Criminal Minds during the day. I have it on my iPad. I haven't listened to any podcasts since I quit going into the office.
Yeah.
And there's no rhyme or reason. I think I just got focused on Criminal Minds. I have a
I think
ton
it's all
of them
just
saved
like
up to listen
background
to.
noise.
Yeah, and so I haven't really. I've heard about some new like horror ones and kind of spooky ones that I would like to listen to, but I haven't. Criminal Minds. It's just a
Yeah,
thing.
all Criminal Minds all the
Criminal Minds all
time.
the time.
Let's see. I don't know. I was watching Medium for a while, which I watched a million years ago when it was on. But I kind of got out of that.
Did you quit watching X-Files?
I finished X-Files, and then I went back and was watching it again. And then I got to like see. It's like a comfort. They say that. I read somewhere during this COVID thing that people who have anxiety watch the same shows over and over again because they don't want to have that feeling of not knowing what's going to happen next.
We must have some serious anxiety.
Well, and when I
because we
when I
watch the
read
same
that,
thing
I was
all
like,
the time.
We do.
because had watched Supernatural a million times. I mean, I do. It's just like it's a comfort viewing. It's the same reason I will read an old book again or something like that. So anyway, so I was watching Medium for a bit. Last night, as I'm sure you guys all know, we found out that Ruth Bader Ginsburg had passed away, and I took it kind of hard. I think my mom and I both took it a little hard. She called me, and I cried a bit. I'm not ashamed to say it. It really kind of hit me. So I watched On the Basis of Sex, which we saw in the theater.
We saw in the theater, which is a great movie.
A great movie. And then I watched RBG, the documentary, which was phenomenal. I don't know why I had never watched it before, but it was great. And it just kind of made me feel good. So I stitched those and watched that. And we get up today and we just keep going. So, and then I finished Presidential, the podcast Presidential, which was amazing. I feel like it should be required listening in the world for just various reasons. It's just kind of empowering, and when you feel like things are not great, to know people have been through things before and that we've been in tough times before. And I think presidents that I would not have given a second thought, you learn new things about them. Like, I would say I walked away from every episode respecting that person in a new way. So it was phenomenal. I highly recommend it. So now I'm back to listening to, in the car, I went back to Truman by David McCullough for a while. If I burn out on that, I'm going to start Constitutional. Boy, I'm a nerd.
Oh, yeah.
You ever just stop when you're talking in the middle of something and you're like, woo, boy.
No, but I stop when you're talking, and I
I
think,
mean,
boy, my
yeah.
sister's a nerd.
So what are you doing?
Okay, so from someone who's bettering her mind by listening to
I
this
don't know
great
about
podcast to someone who's testing out a app called Pinna, Pinna, which is podcasts and audiobooks and things for kids. They have a 30-day trial, and I'm testing it out to see if it's something I want to try and push towards my kids. I started listening to a kid-made podcast. I wish I had written down the names of the people who did it, but it's called Searching for Wild Thing. And it's looking for Bigfoot and the evidence
that's
they have
fun.
looking for Bigfoot.
Oh, fun.
But the girls that run it, they are so professional. They're interviewing, and I can't remember any of the names because, 2020. But the woman they're interviewing is the daughter of one of the first...
2020 or not.
You're right.
Yeah, I know. No, it doesn't have anything to do with
Is she a
2020.
cryptozoologist?
Well, her father was a cryptozoologist.
Fancy.
But he was one of the first people who kind of proposed the evidence for Bigfoot.
Oh.
And so they were interviewing her, but then they also asked, like, how did that, because he was a real scientist, how did that affect his career, and did people take him seriously? And so I've only listened to the first episode, but I'm planning on talking to some of my 5th graders who are wanting to be cryptozoologists.
Yeah.
And I'm going to introduce this to them and let them know that, hey, maybe your parents will let you get the free trial to listen to it. And it's about a 7 episode, so I'm excited to listen to that.
I looked at it. She sent me the link, and I looked at it, and it has the Julie Andrews.
Yeah, it has the Julie Andrews and her daughter reading the
If
children's
you
books.
asked me about one of my favorite people in the world of all time, it would be
Yeah.
Julie Andrews. Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke. So
I like it because,
it's called Julie's Library, and it's
I don't work for them at all, and I'm not
soothing.
getting anything out of this.
Yeah.
But when I look at it, it's all things that I would totally trust my students to listen to.
Yeah.
And it would be safe. Like, there's no ads on, and you pay for it, so there's no ads on it.
Yeah.
But there's no ads that wouldn't be appropriate or anything. And I just think, I don't know, I'm excited to kind of listen to more of it.
It's really nice to have something to, like, normally at work, I would not be sitting at a computer all day, and I am with classes for part of the day, but other times I'm working on orders, or I'm typing up, lesson ideas, or working on my virtual library. And so it's nice to have something that's playing next to me that I can listen to, at work, I should say, because I do listen to a lot of true crime stuff, but
They're not work friendly.
they're not work friendly.
No.
So,
And for me, it's nice to have something that, especially when parents contact me and say, hey, I want my kiddo to be able to do this or that, what can you recommend? It's nice, I've only like a couple days into my free trial, but it's nice to already have something that I feel comfortable recommending for our students.
yeah.
So.
Yeah. Did you want to show that?
Oh, and we'll usually talk about what you're reading. I finished up
Oh, yeah, I done it.
Celia Jenkins' Future Author Extraordinaire. So Carrie was reading Kate Kleiss, who I absolutely love her books. Now it's going to do its thing. Is it going to go? And so she finished Don't Check This Book Out, and so I started reading it last night. And it'll go really quick. I love Kate Kleiss' books because they're written as letters and memos and diary entries.
It's 2 sisters. So her sister...
Her sister Sarah Kleiss illustrates
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and they have a series called 44 Cemetery Drive, I think. 44?
48, 46.
Something
Cemetery Drive, which I love that series. And then there's a series that's like regarding the fountain, regarding the bees.
Yeah, and then a circus series. They're great. They're written.
But they also write picture books.
Yeah, they're very visual. They're great.
And it's something that I recommend for my struggling readers because I feel like since they are written as like newspapers or letters or things, a kid can read a letter or a couple of newspaper clippings and feel like they've really gotten through part of the book.
Exactly. You don't have to read
you
it.
don't
You don't have to read every word.
No, you don't have to read every word, but it's also not divided by chapters. So to me, when you look at a book and you see 30 chapters or something, that can be really intimidating for a struggling reader, whereas this, they don't see that. They can just start flipping through and reading. So that's what I'm reading right now.
I'm reading Death on the Nile.
I'm not reading anything.
By Agatha Christie, because Agatha Christie's sort of like I can't find anything to read, and I'll, pick up one of her books, because, she has a million I haven't read, so, and it's going to be a movie soon. It's from Kenneth Branagh. He did Murder on the Orient Express. And
I love Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah, don't we all?
He was the best Hamlet.
So anyway, we've rambled. It's straight up 50 minutes,
Oh
folks.
my God, this is our longest one.
We've never
folks.
gone that long. And I'm sure you're all already click.
If you haven't turned us off, you're probably like, wrap it up, ladies.
Oh my God,
You were probably gone 15 minutes ago. So
They're
anyway,
probably gone after the second question.
if you're still there and you're want to come back and get more, because who wouldn't want to hear us talk about random stuff for 50 minutes? Feel free to subscribe, to like the video, all that stuff that fancy Flosstubers say.
Leave comments.
Someday we're gonna get fancy and add pictures and stuff. I'm saying that until it happens.
That's gonna be
Believe
all
me.
on you guys.
Well, it really, So,
I think we can do
and
it.
I'm sorry
I
if we
don't
move the
think-
table a lot, but this is a new spot for us, and we are elbows on the table kind of gals.
Sorry.
So,
no matter how much Mimi tried
thank
to
you
stop it.
to Stitching with Friends. Athena mentioned us and gave us a little shout out on their latest episode. We love watching them. They're from the Kansas City area, really close to us. So maybe when COVID's over, we can see each other face to face. Wouldn't that be great? And thank you to people who've been commenting on the videos. It's just really nice to know that there's a community out there. There's so many new Flosstubers starting. Athena mentioned Cade's Crafts, and so I went and watched her Flosstube. It was great.
We watched Cornhusker State Stitchers today, which my mom was watching.
Yes, which
They
is
were great and have
They
some
were gr-
beautiful projects.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful work.
projects.
And they were just fun to listen to. And Mom kept talking about how she was a kid of the '80s, and so it was really cool.
I watched Stitch and Stuff the other night, and they mentioned Patchy Pony Stitcher? Patchy Pony Stitcher. I think that's it. And she's in Tasmania, Australia, and it's amazing to hear her talk about life in Tasmania and the stuff she's stitching on. It makes me feel like I'm talking to my friend Jennifer, who lives in Melbourne. So I don't know. It's just a nice community, and during a time like this, we kind of need all we can get. So if you're out there and you are struggling in any way, having a blue day, Flosstube is the way to go. Just watch it and get cheered up a little bit. And then, pick yourself up, get
Dust
moving
yourself
again.
off.
Dust yourself off, get super angry, and
Get
you keep
moving
moving
again.
forward, right?
It's true. You just keep swimming.
Keep
So,
swimming.
we love you guys. We will see you next time. And sorry we kept you for almost an hour. Like we have things to talk about.
Bye.
So, see you real soon.